Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of my 60-day thing that I'm doing. I decided that I was going to suck it up and do like little daily check-ins. Yesterday was day 1 on September 1st. It was Labor Day. I did end up falling off the wagon. My mother, my grandmother, my goblin, and I ended up going out and walking. And I ended up getting like 7,000 steps. And editing me will put a little caption of my fitness pal up there, which is about 2,000 more steps than my body can really handle right now. And I am paying the price today. My body, mainly my right side, which is my stroke affected side, my ankle and my knee are very much screaming at me today. So I've already done my morning routine of dropping off my goblin and doing the grocery shopping for the week, which is something I would normally do on a Monday, but obviously I was busy yesterday. So I have about 2,000 steps already today. So I just need 2,000 more to hit my goal of 4,000 steps for the next couple of weeks. But we are starting my day off good today. We're doing some bacon, some pork sausage, and about 4 eggs, with a little bit of butter and then a little bit of cheese. I did have coffee this morning, so I had about 4 grams of carbs in my creamer, which is about the only thing I'm going to be tracking the next couple of weeks. I'll guesstimate protein and fat, but I'm really trying to stick under about 10 grams of carbs. Realistically, probably 15. Enough to get me into ketosis, and then stay there. And I am so excited. I have been eating like absolute crap the last couple of weeks in between challenges, and I've had so many POTS symptoms, which is a condition where my heart rate goes really high. Sometimes my blood pressure drops, and I have a tendency to want to faint, which is super, super not fun. And I've noticed that the inflammation in my body is getting worse. My energy levels are tanking, and I'm cranky, which tells me that everything that I accomplished in the last 2 months is slowly reversing in 2 weeks. So we're going to get back on it. I don't understand why I'm still in that habit, but I am tired. I have a headache. When I am hungry again around 2 p.m., I am going to go for a walk in the sun to get that dopamine hit from the exercise and the vitamin D from the sun. We're going to be kind of fast because I am a little burned from yesterday. I did put on sunscreen. I could not find my 100 SPF, so I put on 50, which we have in the house for the kiddo, because she is not quite as ghost as me. And that was clearly a mistake. So for those of you who think that the SPF doesn't matter, I can assure you that it does for me, and I am jealous that it doesn't matter for you. I am already feeling the resistance of my overconsumption problem to eat this way. And then the other part of me is like so excited that I'm eating this way because I feel so much better. You know, I'm a better wife. I'm a better mom. I am a better working system. But But that food problem that I have is really, it speaks so loud. Like, it roars. And it's why I did that whole video on my last Chronic Ghost Carnivore deep dive, because I wanted to understand what my brain is doing and how to circumvent that. And it's going to be a work in progress. I'm going to take the suggestions for getting the dopamine hits and start implementing them in the next couple of weeks, and really focusing on moving my body as well as eating right. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am going to do it regardless of my motivation, because motivation is determined on your dopamine level, and that is BS. So I'm going to get going for the day, get working, and I will check in with you guys later. Okay, guys, so it is the evening of day 2. It's September 2nd. Today went better. I think, assuming I tallied everything up correctly, I need to go double check some of my numbers. I ended up at about 15 grams of carbs, which is beautiful. That is about where I wanted to be on a day-to-day basis for myself. It's also under my cap for my body in ketosis. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I am sitting here at almost 3,800 steps, so I need to get a couple hundred more steps, which will be super easy for the rest of the night. A little defeated for today. I was messing around with some new technology that I haven't used before, and, well, now I know what to do, what not to do, whatever, but I lost some pretty good voice takes for some demo reels that I'm doing. Tired. I think I'm going to work on some diamond painting just to kind of chill out, empty my brain, watch some YouTube while I'm doing it, and just be. I've been feeling really potsy today, and I don't know how else to describe that. It's like if I turn my head too fast, I get vertigo, and I'm feeling just kind of gross. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to give myself some room to be kind of cranky, tired, all that good stuff. Tomorrow I'm hoping to get my walk in. I ended up going out today about 4 p.m. to go grab the mail, got myself like 500 or so steps. There was technically sun outside, but it was not in the spirit of go get 5 minutes in the sun. So tomorrow we're gonna have to go for my walk. My skin should feel a little bit better then, because I'm definitely a little pinker than usual. Yeah, I feel just a little weird, and I have to wonder if maybe it's a little bit of the quote-unquote keto flu. I didn't get this last time I was doing the challenge because I chug so much electrolytes just on a day-to-day for the POTS symptoms that I don't think I've ever had the keto flu, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird, but I am proud of myself for not partaking in anything I'm not supposed to have. I've got a vast variety of carb-heavy, sugar-heavy things in my house for my child and my husband, and I touched none of them. So yeah, a little bit of proud of myself, a little bit of frustrated. We will see what tomorrow brings. Okay, welcome to September 4th. It's about noon. Um, I did not record last night just because I felt a little defeated. I ended up making some swordfish and asparagus. Now, I've had swordfish before and I know I like it. But there was just something about either last night or the texture or whatever that I just couldn't. So I ate my asparagus, which I know is not carnivore, but it's keto, so it's all good. Um, and then I went to bed, and I feel good that I honored myself and not beating myself up over things that are out of my control. I did try to eat the swordfish, and I just couldn't do that, and that's part of my sensory problem, and that's okay. But I will say that my morning has been so good. I dropped my kiddo off, did all the stuff I needed to do this morning, and then I went for a walk. I did my 10 to 20 minutes in the sun. I ended up doing 42 minutes outside, which editing me will put the Fitbit information. And I was kind of amazed because that's about 10 minutes longer than I was able to do the last 3 days. And my body is not expressing a large amount of pain as a result, which tells me that my body is starting to get more acclimated with what I'm putting it through. So I feel pretty good. I'm still really red, but that's just me. And it really got me thinking, because so much of our lives are dictated with, well, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it. But if you just get out and do it, it's not a problem. So what does it really mean to change your life? And I know that's such a big dramatic statement, but it is what I'm trying to do. I'm 284 pounds. If I'm going by a TDEE, I should be about 160. Now, do I think that's personally a little thin? Yeah. Am I shooting for 180? Maybe 170? Yeah. So I've got, 100 plus pounds to lose. And I think about all the times where I just decided to not care. And I'm not going to beat myself up for it because that's not productive. But I also would really like to go back to past me and slap her silly. Because now I'm dealing with the consequences of my actions and I don't like it. So we're just going to keep going. I have not stepped on the scale yet. I will probably do so around day 7 when I check my ketones to see if I'm in ketosis. And we're just going to keep going. Brain. I have decided that I'm going to start tracking my macros. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do that on paper or an app yet. I might do both. Just because I do love the tactile expression of writing things down. I mean, obviously I have a modified Kanban board back there, and everything, and really see what's going on. Mostly because I'm really curious about that TDEE stuff now. One of the creators that I watch, her name is Honey Bison, and she talks about it often. And so I went to a random calculator last night and I was flabbergasted at what I found. Maintenance, calories in versus, bulking and whatever. Now, obviously, their recommendations on bulking or cutting or maintaining is not something that I'm concerned with, mostly because I'm doing keto, which means that their carb estimator is not something I will be paying attention to. But it got me really thinking about all of the things I eat during the day that I go, oh, well, it's no carb, so it's fine. And previously, I've not really cared about the calorie intake. And it makes me wonder how much that is actually important and how much I don't care. But I also know that I'm not really eating strict carnivore, so I am getting some calories in from other places. So we're going to track it for the next couple of weeks, and we're going to see if that makes a difference in the way I feel, in the way my clothes fit, in the way the scale says. I may or may not show myself being weighed just because that makes me super uncomfortable. But I'll put a picture in on the days that I do weigh and I make progress. Because if I'm not making progress, it doesn't matter, right? So we're going to get started. We're going to continue doing what we're doing, and I'll talk at you later. Hey guys, so it is the end of day 4. It is September 4th, and it's about 8:30 at night. I am tracking my stuff, which is pretty eye-opening. I ate how I normally would, and I'm about to take some additional stuff here. I think part of my problem is I'm not consuming enough, which is funny considering that I am fat, but I am sitting before this protein shake at about 1,000 calories. 66 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, which is perfect, and 66 grams of protein. So with this, we'll get close to 100 grams of protein, which is about 25 to 30 grams less than what I'm aiming for, which tells me tomorrow I need to up my fat and my protein, which will then up my calories, obviously. And part of me wonders if I calculated everything right. I think I'm going to go find believe there's an app called Macros that I can just digitally make things easier on myself than physically logging it. I'm not hungry, but I did make a amazing chicken Alfredo tonight. I used high protein noodles for my husband and my kiddo, and then the Rao's, however you say it, Alfredo sauce, and then for me, I used some of those Egg Life wraps and rolled them up and then cut them into noodle-ish shapes, and they had how many grams of carbs? We had 1 gram of carb for 2 wraps. Going forward, I would probably do 3. I am going to try to make them myself. I now have all of the ingredients to do that. I just need to sit down and figure it out and, trial and error. which is fine. And then I made some chicken and I seasoned it with lemon pepper, salt and pepper, onion, and garlic powder. And it was so good. Like, it hit the spot. It took a decent bit out of me. Like, I was just standing there cooking and my heart rate was like 125, which is not unusual. It's just annoying. So pretty good. Like, ending to the day, I feel really good about what I did eat. Clearly it's not enough. I might go munch on some cheese and some lunch meat just to get that shot of protein. This is going to put me at 9 grams of carbs for the day, about 70 grams of fat, and 96 grams of protein. So not horrible, but I do need to go have a snack here maybe in an hour when I'm more inclined to be hungry again and do that. Or I might just, if I'm not in a place where I can eat more, I will wait until tomorrow and do better. But yeah, that's it. That is how my first 4 days have gone. I will probably check my ketones tomorrow, just because that'll give me 3 full days of pretty low carb and hopefully into ketosis. Yeah. My brain is just kind of fried. I had kind of a long day in the afternoon. I ended up getting a pretty intense phone call from a family member of mine, and then I gave my mom the rundown after, so she was on the same page, because with that family member we both need to like be a united front and have all the information at all times, which is exhausting. I'm gonna sit and do some diamond painting and kind of relax. I might continue my research on autism and the ketogenic diet. I'll see how I feel about it. Tomorrow is my hubby's birthday, and I'm gonna go make a cake for him. He has requested red velvet with homemade cream cheese frosting, and I must say I make a bomb. Wow. I make a bomb cheesecake frosting. So I will also be making some keto cheesecake alongside, so I can have a dessert. Those, I make them in mini muffin tins, so they're about 5.5 grams of carbs per keto cheesecake, so I will probably limit myself to 2 of them in celebration. You know, I'm 3 days into eating really low carb, so I don't necessarily want to indulge in the cake itself. But I have a feeling that my food addiction is going to rear its ugly head in, and I'm going to have to stay strong in the face of a binge food. So we'll see how this goes. If I do end up eating the cake, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. You know, I'm celebrating somebody that I love dearly. And we're going to just go from there. You know, taking him to his surprise date tomorrow. He knows that I'm doing something, he just doesn't know what. So I'm super excited about that. It's something we haven't done in a very long time. But yeah, I'm going to get this mini vlog edited and uploaded tonight, and I will see you in the next one.